and today we are talking about Food Wars. So basically, the fifth season of the anime is about to come out this Friday, i.e., the 11th of April, 2020. Well, at the moment, a lot of delays have happened in anime world. Like, it's ReZero season 2 has been delayed and all that because of the lovely virus going around. Just, that wee tiny thing. So, hopefully, all going well. And I bet you now that after I've done this video, it's going to come up being like, so, Food Wars delayed. I am totally expecting that. But yeah, so with the fifth season, it's basically the very, very end. It's the last season that they can do because essentially the mangas are running out. And I have my worries, I'm not going to lie. Because see how season 4 ended? Had a lovely round off. Like, they even brought back the original OP, like, at the end. Like, kind of tying everything together, how everything's kind of came full circle because like Arena used like the peanut butter and squid, like the horrible concoctions that Soma makes up and everything like that, but then obviously she elevated it and then obviously she brought back like the very first dish she made for her but in her own special way. So it was like a nice full circle because I'm pretty sure when they announced the fourth season they'd said that that was going to be their last season, like they weren't going to make like the continuation. And then I think then they got the funding, hence why it's out so quickly, because season 4 only came out at the end of last year, so, and now it's coming out like this week. Like that's barely, barely 6 months? Aye, 6 months difference between one season to the next season. Not even like a year kind of thing, where it's like the same kind of season. Like, that was like winter, and now this is like spring. Almost. Well, actually, they maybe would count that as fall, or autumn, as I call it. Ending it all, and probably going to make me annoyed and cry and everything in between. One of the things with season 5 is how they ended 4 was they gave you a little snapshot of like what kind of happened with them going into the second year. And one of the things I hate is how they just kind of glossed over how they found out something was happening. Like, there's this whole like wee trip that Megumi and Soma do, and I love it. Like, in this one, it's basically all of this book that they've already skipped. They hope what is it? I think they even say that the fact that they met like a black noir, like a noir chef, and like that's essentially this whole book, like this whole manga, this whole volume. They've cut down to like a few seconds in the very end of this last season, and then introduced as the new bad guy for the season. Like, well, they didn't say his name or anything. Like, he just walks in for his interview and goes. But like, I don't even know if they're going to cover what happened in this. Like, I love that wee story. Like, because it also gives Megumi. It gives Megumi such good like character development because it shows how she has came from this to this. So 30 volumes in the case of how I read manga. Like how far she's came, and then they're just kind of blowing it off like meh. So then that also brings up the other worry is, so that was volume 31. There's essentially 36 volumes, not in the English. I've only got up to 34. There's 34 roughly. 35 is due at the end of this month in English, but with like I said, with everything going on, packages are not. This is not essential, so these aren't classified as like needed. So these are getting packaged out a lot longer. Because I actually did a wee check, and it's taken like about almost a week. Even like, cause I have Prime, like no sponsor, have I? But I so checking like see if I wanted to order one of these now would take me till next week to get it, and that's with Prime. My pre-order is like the 30th of April. I'm going to be lucky if I get it in May. I'm going to be lucky because the last one I got was like a month late. And the one before that was about 2 weeks late. Despite I pre-ordered them. Because I've like pre-ordered them all. This is like the main manga series that I have like in physical form. Like I've got like literally that whole shelf is just basically Food Wars. Apart from the 5 Ruby ones I've got and the one the very first Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, that is the manga collection. Mostly because I've been reading more digitally, and, well, I like books, and like I'm probably gonna get like more. Like, I'm gonna get more in the future. I feel like I need to kind of like a series first because I don't have a lot of space. This is literally the only space I have for books, and I literally bought this because of these. So the problem I have is for season 4, they went from 26 to 30, so 5 volumes for 12 episodes. So then, are they going to do the exact same again? Because obviously, like I said, they're skipping 31, so then you'll only have 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And that's the whole season. Are they really going to, like, drag that out? I don't know what they're going to do. I just kind of worry about it, naturally, because I feel like there's some things in the manga that can go really quickly in the anime. So, how is the time going to work? Are they going to drag out other parts? Or are they going to make up other parts? I don't know. It worries me, I'm not going to lie. And see, the arc, like, I don't mind the arc that's going on in the mangas. It's just not as, how to put it? It's not as good as, see, what's been covered in, like, for, like, the anime wise, season 1 to 4. Like, that was a nice, good, solid chunk. But see, I don't know if it's because I know it's going to end. I feel like it's like it's like very rushed. So then it doesn't have that nice kind of flow that you're used to, and like, because the mangatas like knew that they were gonna like finish, like, because the sales weren't that good, so they were basically getting axed. So obviously the story that they had planned is just go, because this is their second year, and yet their second year is 6 books, essentially. Whereas the first year, well, Soma's first year, is 30. 30 for 1 year, 6 for another. Doesn't quite add up. Granted, yes, they kind of do another 30 books for another year. Grant that. But you can understand why I'm, like, very hesitant about it. Because, like I said, season 4 ended up perfectly. See, if they just left it there, I think most people would be quite happy. But, yay. The joys. So, as I was saying about the whole manga thing, I haven't read up, like, the very finales, because I'm very stubborn in this sense. Like, I could have easily finished this series, like, through digitally. But see, because I've been buying the physical books, I want to read, like, I want to experience it when I get the book, if that makes sense. Like, I'm very stubborn about this. It doesn't matter that I've been reading everything else when it comes out digitally. Because I started this book as a book, this series as a book, I want to finish it as a book. I don't want to read it digitally. I want to just experience it how I've experienced it, which is just handheld, essentially. Paper form. So I'm actually worried that I'm going to have to stop watching the anime once I hit a certain point. Like, see the point I've hit in the manga? I feel like I'm going to have to stop because I don't want to be spoiled about what happens. I feel like I know what's going to happen. Like, I could probably make a guess about what happens in the end, but I kind of just want to... I just want to experience it the way I experienced it. Which is just difficult. Because, like I said, the 35th volume is meant to come out at the end of this month for myself in English. And then the final version is meant to come out, I think, on the 26th of June or something like that. Obviously, with things going on, it's like, do I suck it up and just read it, or do I just watch the anime? And because obviously the anime can't have every single detail from the manga, so obviously there are going to be things that I'll miss, like, from the anime for when I eventually read the manga. But I probably won't. I'm going to be honest, I probably won't, because I'm watching lots of other stuff and I feel like I could probably hold back on watching Food Wars just for my own twisted personal needs. I don't know. It might be okay. I think it's just a case of I just need to kind of wait and see about what happens. But, yeah. Oh, like, don't get me wrong. Like, the animation studio is probably going to make it, like, the best that they can be. Like, it will be good in their sense. Like, see, if you just take it from anime perspective, it'll probably just be good. It will be good. I say it probably will be good. It will be good. It's just because I know it's ending and I know how it has been going in the manga and how that's kind of been handled. It's disheartening. I think it's kind of adapt to the mood of how excited I am for this season. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be there, like, Friday just waiting for it to come out in Crunchyroll and then watching it bang on. But I'm not as excited for it. Like, I'm going to love seeing certain things. Like, see some of the stuff that happens in this. Woo! Like, there's good opportunities. Like, I'm just saying, there's a chainsaw. Like, I cannot wait to see that, like, animated. Like, it's a chainsaw. Like, yes. Imagine making food with a chainsaw. Like, just epic. And then there's ones with bombs and all that, and there's so many weird, like weird and wonderful characters that you're gonna meet, and they have their own kind of skill sets. But it's like, it's very odd. Let's just say that. Like, for the most part, when you go through like Food Wars, there's a sense of like, yeah, this could be a thing. Like that, it's quite realistic. See this arc. Yes, people making things with chainsaws, people making food with bombs, people making food with, well, actually, injection things, syringes aren't actually that much weirder, but like huge scale syringes, like stuff like that. It makes no sense in ways, like, obviously, the whole, like, body explosions and all that, like food explosions with the clothes coming off. Like, you can take that as just like a pinch of salt of that's how good the food is, like, you just go, phew. But when you're having to work with a chainsaw, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. Don't get me wrong, it's still fun, it's hilarious, like, it's a good laugh. Not gonna, like, tear that away from it. It is still, like, interesting in that sense. It just feels I feel like it feels kind of out of place a little bit, personally. Obviously, not everyone thinks the same. People might think that just works. I think it's just because nobody up until this point had like a really, really, really weird like skill set as such, if that makes sense. Like, nobody was using weird instruments like in the school and whatnot. So to then have like all this happen, it's like, okay. And then there's like weird specialities as well, like, it's a bit okay. That sounds so vague. I do realise this. I know I was like going to be like, nah, this has spoiled. I'm trying to like reduce it to like as much as possible. Like, I'm not trying to be super spoily, because then that's just being a like kind of a dick. So, just a wee spoiler actually. So essentially the main point of this arc is the blue competition, and you got a little kind of brief introduction in it in the fifth season? Wrong, this is the fifth season. The fourth season, there we go. The fourth season, where Soma's dad, best dad, Jojo, I love him. He is honestly one of my favourite characters. He's just, oh, love him. But so you get his wee backstory and you find out that he gets invited to the blue like competition kind of thing. So this is essentially where this whole arc takes place. Like, after the wee introduction in this one, the rest of the books is all about blue. All about the blue and the noir chefs. That is essentially the season. That's essentially what the season's going to be. That's it. But like I said, you do meet like some interesting people and whatnot. But that's essentially the arc. No spoilers about anything else. I'll try and leave a wee bit open, so there is something to enjoy. But wee bit of like, you know what I mean. Although I do have some issues, but I think I might do that after the whole season's out so people can see it. But there's some things I have wrong with the blue, like the whole arc, but like who goes to blue. Like, do not get me wrong, I love Food Wars. I'm still going to watch the series no matter what. I am still reading the manga. I will be reading I'll try and get my hands on the dessert one. And, like, I think there's another wee spin off. I can't remember. So, new season starts on Friday. I might be doing little reactions. I will see what I might be doing. I'm probably going to do something to do with it to some degree. I'm going to be doing Food War stuff like on this channel anyway because I want to do the recipes, because that's the one thing I really love about the mangas is like you get the wee recipes of like how everything's made, and there's so many things I want to try. So that'll be happening in the future. So check it out wherever you watch your anime because it probably will be available on most streaming services and whatnot. So that was me. I ranted all about Food Wars. But I'm still looking forward to the season, so please don't think I hate it. I don't. I love it. I'm just skeptic because, like I said, season 4 ended brilliantly. 5's going into a weird arc, and I think I'm just, like I said, I think it's just, I'm just sad to the fact that it's ending and the manga's ending, and this was like the first kind of proper series I got into properly. So the fact that it's ending is very, like, close to my heart, so it kind of breaks my heart. So, yeah, there's that. But hopefully the anime will cheer me up anyway, because, like I said, there is some good things to come. So, let's go then. I'm AJ. I did something today, and I'll see you in the next one.